Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. A man has caught his own wife red-handed, and this is nothing to even hide about. And as such, there is a video that is actually making rounds right now where this woman was caught in the act by her own husband. I'm going to be leaving the video behind right after this conversation so you can have a glimpse of what really happened. And it was gathered that this particular man who was caught in the act with his wife is said to be a prophet. And narrating how he caught them in this act, the man said that his own wife had told him that she was going for a vigil. You see how some women can be. See how deceptive they can be, using the church as an umbrella to commit evil. But he traced her to her location after he got information that she had been cheating on him. Right after she had mentioned going to vigil, the husband accepted quite alright. He didn't argue with her. He allowed her and said, okay, she can go, there is no problem. But he just prepared himself because of the rumors he has been hearing. You know, sometimes some people prefer to get evidence rather than jumping into conclusions. You know, the right thing this man did was not to confront his wife with any questions even after hearing the rumors, but what he did was he had to allow her and then let him use his own initiative to handle the matter so that he can have enough proof against his own wife. And the man who noted that he gives his wife all the styles she wants insisted that they must remain in the same position till people gather. The man added that he goes out every morning to hustle for the family, yet she chose to repay him by cheating on him, and to make matters worse is even with a prophet. What is that prophet now going to stand out at the congregation to even preach? You're going to see the video. You could see that the prophet was even holding his cloth. You see the white garment that he was actually holding, and they were speaking in a dialect from the western part of Nigeria. That's some Yoruba dialect. You can actually see that and hear it from the video. It's very horrible to see something like this. Imagine how this man must have felt. And unknown to his wife and the prophet that the husband has already gotten information regarding her cheating activities, just that he didn't have the evidence, and he waited until he had an evidence, and the proof is him taking up this video clip of their activity. Otherwise no one would have even believed him. Definitely the woman would have denied it, but you could see that she was so ashamed of herself. Her husband just popped into them. They never thought that they would ever be caught at all. You see how some women can just be very, very mean to their husband. Alright, this man leaves the house every morning to go out to make ends meet for the family, and he tries as much as he can to ensure that he satisfies his home. Then what else is this woman looking for? Is this not greed? Is this not just an act of lack of content? When people are not contented with what they have, with the man they have in the house, is it not better you tell the man that you are no longer interested in the marriage, or you are tired of the marriage, or you don't like what is happening so you needed to leave? It's better you quietly leave than cheating on your spouse. Or it's either you confront your husband and make him understand that these are the things that is lacking in the marriage which you need a change. Otherwise things would not be going on well in the home. There are ways you could sit your husband down and communicate with him with regards to things that are going bad in the marriage. I'm sure no man whom you will sit down with quietly and have a husband and wife heart-to-heart conversation calmly, not shouting or yelling at the man, that the man wouldn't listen to you and try to make a change, except the man is adamant and he has just made up his mind to make his wife's life miserable. It's only those kind of men that no matter how much you sit down and talk with them, they wouldn't listen. But any reasonable husband whom his wife would meet and try to express her feeling or her pain or her heartache which she's going through in a marriage, he would definitely listen to her. But this woman, she chose to take it her own way, her own style. How can you be lying and using the name of God as an umbrella to cover up for her evil acts? Then what legacy are you going to leave behind for your children? Or what kind of training is she going to impart on her own children, owing to the fact that the husband has even caught her red-handed? This is just like another incident that just happened. A man, this was even worse. It was even his own best friend. His wife, in the morning, he told her that he was going to work as usual. You know, some of these housewives, sometimes some of them, the things they do when their husbands are away, they are just unimaginable. This man told his wife that he was actually on his way out to work, but the man didn't have a good feeling that very morning. He left the house, but shortly after he left, he didn't stay for a very long time. He now came back to the house because he was already hearing rumors. People were telling him that his own best friend, who comes to the house to sit down and eat in the same plate with them, has been coming into the house each time he leaves for work. This man decided that, okay, he wouldn't want to go based on rumors. It's better he come in and see them or catch his wife and the friend red-handed before he can actually conclude on what to do. This fateful day, this man decided that he's going to work. He left. Just an hour 35 minutes later, he decided to come back to the house, and he had to use the back door, which he had a key to the back door, because if he had gone through the front door, the wife would know that someone is coming and she would quickly either hide his friend or fake something and lie. The man had to go through the back door and came in. On reaching into his bedroom, what did he see? His own wife with his best friend being cozy together on their matrimonial bed. The man was so furious that he told his friend and his wife in that same position they should stay there while he took a video clip of them. And there you could hear the man. I had posted that video some few weeks ago, and there in the video you could hear the man saying he wants to show this to his in-laws so that they will know he's not just lying against their daughter. He felt so bad and telling his friend, look at, you're my best friend, so all this while you were coming to the house, you were not coming for me. You had an ulterior motive, which was him having an affair with his own wife. It was so devastating for the husband because he trusted his wife so much, and secondly, his friend was more like a brother to him. That's why they say the same person that eats in the same plate with you that would kill you. That was exactly what that his own best friend did. But why is that some women are even very, very shameless? They don't even have shame in them. How can you go to the extent of sleeping with your own husband's best friend? Alright, look at this one now. A pastor in church, that a prophet that stands and preach in the pulpit, now decided that it's someone else's wife he would choose to have fun with. He didn't even fear God that he's always talking about and preaching. The wife now used church, and you see, this would create a lot of fear and scare in the minds of some men now, especially for those men that their wives will always tell them, I'm going for evening service, I'm going for vigil. Some men who have been suspicious about their wives, this would be an eye-opener. They would either stop their wives from going to those vigils or night activities in church, or they will decide to start sneaking in on their wives, because that's the only way out. You sneak in instead of you drawing conclusions, because no woman, even if you get her, would tell you that she has been cheating except you catch her red-handed in the act, and at that point she can't do anything. And that's why these men will take a video clip of the act, so that when they are talking they have a proof, and people won't say he is just lying against his wife. This man is so heartbroken, he's so disappointed, and he's saying, why should his wife get involved into an act like this? You're providing everything for the woman. What else does she want? If she wasn't comfortable with certain things the man is doing, why didn't you tell him, tell your husband, so that he can change and be like that man you go outside to go and meet? I think that's the mistake some people do, even couples generally. Some men would go out there, they see a woman, they admire her, either like her hairstyle, like the outfit, and like certain things about her. What stops you from coming back home to tell your wife, I like this, I think it will be good on you, and I want you to appear this way, or these are these things, or things that you know that attract you from another woman outside there? Why don't you come back to the house and tell your wife, oh, please be like this, or do this, or do this, and you know that that is what is taking you outside? I think if people or spouses would result into things like this, the rate of cheating would drastically reduce. And for the woman too, if you know that there are certain things that your husband is not doing that you are getting attracted to from other men, why don't you come and meet your husband and let him know that these are things you really want and is lacking in your marriage? I'm sure any man who wants a peaceful marriage would want to adhere to what his wife is saying, so long as she's not asking him to do anything evil or anything wrong. I'm sure every man, a married man, wants a peaceful home. Who would want a home of chaos? Who would want a home where you would live in suspicion? No man wants that. No woman wants that. So if you're out there, you're a woman and you're admiring another man, some women will say, this man has six packs, her husband doesn't have six packs, he has a pot belly. Then help him come back home and tell him how to go in for either register for a gym or help him exercise at home. If there is no money to register in the gym, he doesn't have to go to the gym to register. He can exercise at home. A lot of men exercise in their house. Some jog, some do a lot of exercises, sit-up, push-ups, and all of that. You can train yourself in your home. You don't have to go out there and be like other people to register in the gym, even if you don't have the money. Then you stop admiring other men outside, or stop seeking for satisfaction from other men when you are still married. It's even better you leave a marriage than cheating on your husband, and worse, when he gets you red-handed. Do you think that trust would ever be there again? The lady has lost her trust from her husband, and that is if the man don't decide that he should leave his house permanently. Then what will happen to the children? What will the wife explain to the kids? You see, and this is where a home becomes a very bad place for children to grow up. When a woman leaves the house as a result of cheating, what do you expect her children to do in return? Some kids emulate such kind of characters, except some that have made up their minds to do things the right way. And some women are very, very uncontented. Greed, uncontented, is causing all of these things. When you are contented, you're satisfied, you appreciate God for the man you have in the house, you would not see yourself going outside. But aren't these women feeling a kind of shame inside of them, having to go out there to sleep with another man when you are married? How do you feel? Don't you have a conscience? Don't you have a heart? It's so terrible. This woman has nothing to say about this incident right now, because it's been caught on video, and you know anything that has been pushed online, it remains there permanently. Especially people that know them, that are their neighbors around, or relatives or friends, it will ever remain in their minds forever, because they know this person. And it will be difficult for her to walk freely on the streets in that same area, because she will be laughed at, mocked at, and a whole lot of shade will be thrown at her. It also goes to the men too. If you've seen something that is attracting you outside, rather than going to get yourself attached to that woman, come and meet your wife and then let your wife know that this is how you want her to always appear, or these are the things that are lacking in your home. It goes both ways, vice versa. Men, communicate with your wife when you feel that your wife is lacking something that you know that thing is attracting you outside, so that you bring it into your own home and let your wife be the person attracting you instead of that other woman outside. Also, for the women, whatever is making you go outside there, that you know it's something that can be told to your husband and he can also effect a change, you come back and let your husband know. And you know, there's a thing that some women have actually failed to do. Some women would say they didn't know what happened, they were pushed to the wall, they're pushed by the devil. At the time you are having those thoughts, since it's not, you didn't plan it, it's not a deliberate act, why didn't you communicate with your husband? Some men can be very understanding when you communicate with them. I know it's hard, not all men, it's very difficult. There are ways you communicate with your husband to indirectly try to tell him that your attention is going outside. You may not come directly to tell him, but there are ways you put it so that he can even help you. For some men that are willing to listen to their wives when their wives are trying to express feelings or pain they are going through, then if you have such kind of men, they would help you through what you're struggling with. Then if you don't have a man who you feel he's understanding and would not understand you when you're having such kind of feelings out there, communicate with either your own mother or communicate with a close friend that you know that is a godly person that would not give you negative advice to carry on. Or better still, you may even communicate with a female church person, because sometimes they said when you may go and express those kind of feelings to a male person in church, some people may end up taking advantage of that woman. So you can even meet a woman in church as your fellow woman, communicate with her and express what you're going through. I'm sure you would get help from those kind of women in church or in your religious group. You communicate with your fellow woman so that they can advise you and help you through it all. Because it's not easy to confront your husband and tell him how or the feelings you're having for another man outside. No man would want to hear that, or no man would be okay to hear that kind of a thing. So that's why it's better you meet someone that is either a religious person, a religious woman like you, or you meet a therapist or go for counseling so that you can get the help you need on time. Because sometimes some people are pushed to going outside there, and then if they don't control themselves, they end up cheating on their husbands. And it goes both ways too. If you as the man, you're having the feeling of getting attracted to another woman outside, before it happens, either communicate to your wife and tell her you need help. Some women would understand, but you know your wife's better. If you know she's not a type that will understand with you, then you meet your fellow man in your own various religious places, or meet a therapist or a counselor and talk to the person. Don't go talking to your fellow friend, a man who would encourage you to go ahead and satisfy your desires. Some people have made a lot of mistakes by communicating with the wrong persons that have given them wrong advice. So you need to also be careful with whom you communicate with when you're going through issues like this that you need help with. It's such a pity that this woman and this prophet were caught in this horrible act. Only God knows how it will end up for both of them. Who knows, maybe the man may continue with the marriage or he may discontinue with the marriage. And obviously he's going to report this prophet in his church, because he can't just leave the man like that, so that it won't continue with other women again. I'm sure this woman has learned her lesson, but she has learned it the hard way. Please, if you're out there, communicate with your spouse on time and let the person know what is happening with you, or whatever is wrong in your marriage. Communicate. It's better than going out there to seek for satisfaction in the arms of another man or another woman. It goes both ways. Cheating is not acceptable. Nobody has the right to cheat in a marriage, not the wife, not the husband. It's a no. Please don't cheat on your wife or your husband. Instead, seek for help while you can. Friends, what do you have to say about this? I'm leaving the video behind so that you can also see a clip of what really happened. Please, if you have anything to say, you can put that down at the comment section. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.
Go. Má bójú náà. Èmi jáde ńlé lánàá. Ìwọ sọ pé wọ́n lọ VG. Àbí mo dẹ̀ ti ń gbọ́ information pa ẹ̀. So nǹkan tó máa ṣe ni. Àbí wòlíì kan ní ni. Ẹ ti ṣe èrè sà. Ẹ wá káyàwó tèmi mọ́lé. Iṣẹ́ kò ní dáa fún yín. Èṣù ló ní kẹ́ ẹ báṣọ. Èṣù ló ní kẹ́ ẹ bọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan. Àbí bíráyà mi kọ́ ni. Kò ní dáa fún yín wòlíì. Ẹ wá káyàwó tèmi mọ́lé. Èmi lọ oṣù láàárọ̀. Gbójú ẹ̀ sókè náà. Àbíkẹ́ gbójú ẹ̀ sókè. Mo lọ oṣù láàárọ̀. Kí n wálé kí n wá fún ẹ lówó. O ti gbọ́kùnrin wálé. Sáà wo ló fẹ́ kí ṣe tí mi ò ṣe fún ẹ? Bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ náà. Ká dáa fún ẹ. Wòlíì máa gún yín lọ́bẹ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ṣe máa wà ní táwọn ṣe máa ka yín. Ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́. Tẹ bá kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ máa pa yín síbí. Wòlíì tẹ bá kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ máa pa yín síbí. Ẹ tẹ̀ wọ́n bọ̀tẹ́ kó jọ. Ṣé wòlíì ni?